Right, hello everyone, my name is Whitney Wilson. I'm running for Finance Chair of BES for next year, and I currently serve as the president of BES. So the reason that I decided to run for Finance Chair is because of the fact that by being in presidential office this year, I realized there were a lot of places that we could have improved upon, and a lot of struggles that would have been a lot easier if we had received more funding, more sponsorships. So using my past experiences of being on a BES e-board, I want to leverage that so that we can get the most amount of sponsorship as possible, especially for the fact that we are trying to go to California next year for nationals, which, as you can surely imagine, is going to be quite an expensive task to undertake. Another reason I really wanted to run for Finance Chair is because I feel like it is a position that people don't really understand and don't appreciate as much. Finance Chair is the one that really helps bring in most of the money that helps run the great programs that we do. And I really want to use my skills to, once again, bring in more money for that. And so it alleviates the stress on the e-board when it comes to funding for nationals, funding for regionals. Because being on the e-board this year, I can tell you that it is a stressful thing to do. And we never want to be in a position where our funds are limiting the opportunities that we can give to our membership. That was my lesson.
All right, give her a round of applause. Now we are now open for questions.
How do you plan on moving into those finances?
So I plan on also diversifying our revenue stream, mainly by reaching out to companies that we haven't reached out to before, specifically ones more in the local area. We tend to go for more of the big name companies that are getting sponsorship letters from hundreds of different organizations. Whereas there's a lot of businesses that are right in College Park or more local that haven't been reached out to. So that's one way I plan to do it. Also reaching out to companies that we haven't, that are representative of some of the careers our memberships want to go into, but we haven't tapped into yet. We tend to bring in a lot of purely engineering-based companies, so we want to get more outside.
How do you plan to fundraise besides just hot dog sales as well as concessions?
So I really want to utilize more of the fundraising that we did, like by going to Chipotle, by having those nights where you can go to different restaurants and you get a portion of the proceeds, because that benefits you because you get to eat, but it benefits the organization as well. Also, there's a lot applying for more funding from SGA and making sure that our SGA funding applications are on point all the time so that we can get more money from that.
Hi, Whitney. With regards to the solicitation packet, what do you plan to do differently about it this year? And how do you intend to work on it this summer?
So first of all, I intend to make it shorter. In my opinion, it was too long, and a lot of the things we put in there, we ended up not even doing, so it was extraneous information. We really need to sit down and pinpoint what is it that we need the money for and what are our top priorities. For example, nationals, regional conferences, things like that. And really coming up with, okay, how much money do we need, and putting all of our effort into getting the necessary things funded. And not focus on trying to have money for all the little extraneous things that we think are important but really aren't.
Any more questions? Then that's your candidate for finance chair.